Hi, everyone. I am your host, Claudia. Welcome to Embrace Your Curiosity. This is its first episode, and I'm excited. Oh my God, I can't believe this. So, for this episode, I really didn't know what to talk about because it's a new thing for me, and I'm not gonna lie, it feels so weird. Because usually, when you're having all those conversations, you're having them with your friends, your family, or like strangers outside another person looking at you while you're talking back and forth, not like you talking in a microphone by yourself. And I didn't want to write like things that I should talk about. I just wanted to like free ball everything, but I did have like pinpoint things that I wanted to talk about in the first episode because I didn't want to necessarily forget or can't find my words or whatever. But since this is our first episode, it's kind of unfiltered and it shouldn't be scripted. It is a podcast after all. Like, you should be talking about everything that comes into your mind, almost everything. Anyway, I'm actually super excited about this. Nervous, kind of really like scared a little bit, but I don't even know because it's only gonna be like my sister's listening to the first episode. You know, when you start a podcast, you don't have that much of a following. You only have like the people that you're pushing to subscribe to your podcast. And by the way, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast, listen, share, and like. I'm just gonna tell you a little bit about myself, and I may stumble over my words a bit, but so far so good, I think. So yeah, I'm your host, Claudia. This podcast came intuition based on like me liking to talk about things and enjoying conversation with my friends and then give my opinions about things. But I don't know, it's weird, but like really I'm not like the social media girl. And this podcast is just for filling spaces in things that I'm supposed to be doing, finding things to occupy me, and it's just one of those things. But anyway, yeah, so far, I will say so far, so good. It's not so bad, and it's not terrible. I mean, your first episodes are not gonna be like your best episode. Eventually, like when you consistently put out episode and you look back afterwards, once your podcast or whatever you're doing is growing, you usually see how awkward and weird all that stuff is, and you start to cringe when you listen to it. It becomes so awkward. But I mean, to start something, you got to start somewhere. Anyway, I think I kind of introduced myself a little bit. I don't even know what to say. Oh, yeah. So I am right now learning how to surf and skate at the same time. For the summer, I just listed my plans of the things that I'm going to do because usually, like, my summer are kind of or pretty boring a little bit. I am an introvert slash extrovert. Listen, I like to stay home, but I also like to go out, but it has to be someone, an extrovert, to come out and bring that out of me. But if it's up to me, like I'll be buried inside my home, or like I'll find like a really nice place in the park to go and sit down and soak in the sun, only when it's not too hot, or read a book or watch a movie or something. But I made a list for summer plans. I gotta learn back how to really swim. I know how to swim. I'm a beginner. Like I can not backstroke. I can float if I need to. When it comes to saving my life, if it's floating, absolutely I can do that. Doggy paddle, that's the only way I know how to do it, but I want to really learn how to swim really well so that I can start surfing. And I wanted to learn how to surf because I'm like has a introvert kind of person, there are things that you would love to do, that like the most craziest thing that gets your adrenaline pumping, that gets your blood pumping, and that gets you to like you're taking risks and you're doing things that are out of the norm, out of like your everyday life, and you want to do, and that's those things for me because I know that like I want to jump out of a plane someday, I want to do this, I want to do that, but like I have to kind of push myself to do it. I just now turned to the age where I'm like, stick to what you say, Claudia. Don't wait till the last minute to do it. Just stick to it because when you look back, you're probably going to regret not doing it. And for the summer, I'm starting my new job anyway too, so I'll be learning. My energy will be focused on not only just trying to grow the podcast, but also learning how to swim really well and to take a couple surfing lessons and eventually kind of like master skating, roller skate, not like skating board, board skating, whatever. Yeah, so like so far, like that's what's planned, and then also going to the gym, working out. Like I'm now back like to starting to work out. I've been like walking, but nothing too serious. I can't really do heavy stuff. By the way, this very episode is like I don't want to get into like really personal stuff, but getting to know me, I like my lower back kind of injured myself a bit, and I can't walk for too long on flat like without orthotics shape shoes. And yeah, I'm just like sort of getting all that worked out. So yeah, I'll be working out, swimming sort of is another way of exercising, surfing, learning how to surf, and yeah, trying to grow the podcast. That is my summer plan, although it's not heavy stuff. It's not really like really heavy stuff, but it's enough. Okay, that is the plan for the summer. Oh, also, I do plan on taking improv classes. Improv class helps you communicate a bit of like more, it helps you. For me, it's gonna be okay. Oh, also, I'm gonna take improv class. Improv class helps you with your confidence. It helps you communicate better, being more stern and firm when you're communicating with your boss or anything like that. It's not just that, but like that's what I'm focusing my improv classes on, to have a little bit more confidence in speaking and engaging with audience. And yeah, if I'm gonna have to present at my job soon, I should be able to learn certain things and how to be more vocal and how to be more firm and stern about certain things, or just being able to be a better communicator. Yeah, so like my full summer plans, I don't like, I feel like this is just too much. But anyway, so I don't know. I want to try doing something the first episode, right? Like, because when you're starting a podcast, it's mainly about being yourself. Sometimes, like, you don't even really know what that is. And that's for me right now. I'm like, okay, so I can be myself, but like, what am I going to talk about being myself? Or do I talk about things like where people are not around, so awkward with things? But it's like, it's really weird. Yeah, it's just weird. It's a weird thing talking to things. But if you're talking about really good things, like really good topics, it shouldn't be like so weird and awkward. But yeah, things that I wish that all the things that I have planned for the summer are things that I've had in my list for a while, or things I wanted to improve in, like swimming. I took swimming lessons, and kind of still, I took swimming lessons when I was like in high school. Still wasn't so good at it. I think I'm okay, right? I can get from point A to point B, and I can float. It's just that like if I want to go snorkeling and I want to go do something, I want to be competent enough to swim on my own. Or not like, yeah, the life jacket is good, but what if, if I want to be in the water so much, I might not have a life jacket, especially if I'm gonna go surfing. I need, like, you want to do all those things, especially like if you're taking vacation, you want to do all those things and you can't swim and you're in those nice beaches. It feels freaking weird. Like, not, it's not just weird, like, what are you doing? What is the whole point of you being here? You can't, like, you can't swim. What's the point of you, like, being there? So one of the things is to those things that I wanted to try is just like being a better swimmer so that I could take surfing lessons. And it's gonna be hot too, why not? But too, another thing, I like even making those lists and stuff, and I'm like, from graduating to college and becoming an adult, I cannot believe, first of all, I am an adult. Making future plans about my life is insane. But it's not just insane, it's like, are we really growing up for real? You talk to those things about you talk about those things with your friends, and it just feels very awkward doing all those things. Let's just all agree that being an adult is weird, but also it's kind of fun finding solution to problems, resolving your own problems. In the beginning, when you're doing all the stuff, making decisions about your life, it does feel weird. Like, and you're hoping and praying somebody come and save you. You don't know how many times I've had this conversation with my friends. Like, someone, I beg of you. At this point, F in education, I'd rather get married. But then you think about it, being so doesn't sound nice, okay? Like, it doesn't sound somebody, your father coming in and asking for someone to give two goats for you or two chicken is not something that I want. Or, but you know what? You gotta ask if they're saying that statistically, marriage that are. I'm laughing because it's funny. If you're marrying for romance, the chances of your marriage lasting is not high. And then you have the old traditional ways where you're what is it called? Oh my god, why am I forgetting this? I should know this. I'm patient. That's what they used to do back in the days. In arranged marriage. Oh my god, why couldn't I even think of that? Oh, that was so weird. Okay, yes. Oh, it seems like if arranged marriage lasts longer. Well, I'm not saying if you are happy cuz I want a marriage for romance. I don't think I mean I'm joking around saying like yeah, like it seems like it'd be easier. But no, but that's what I was thinking when I was like way younger. I'm like, damn, it would be nice if someone could come and save me because it'd take me away from figuring out my own way of doing things. And like coming from being a kid and having your parents doing almost everything. Now, I had a lot of independence when it comes to making plans about my future, but there are some stuff that I wasn't able to do because our parents were doing it. And then when I went to college, I started like you have that freedom to do much, much more for yourself without relying. And I was always independent. It wasn't a matter of the fact that like my parents were trying to control my environment and things. It was just a matter of fact that like I knew what I wanted and I knew how to take care of myself. But it really got like being in college and taking care of yourself is kind of different. So by like so called being in a real world, taking care of yourself. College, it's still structured, even if you don't want to believe it or not. But it does give you a little. You do have that freedom to make a lot of your decisions based around what you want, the major you want to go into, the career that you want to pick, and what you want to work with. And you don't have to work with it your whole entire life, but none of us really do pursue work with the major that we get in college. So it's if you do, it's a good thing. I did in the beginning and I didn't like it. Kind of changed, but I still see myself in the same field anyway. It didn't change much, but I'm changing it a little bit. But anyway, back to the whole college thing. Yeah, college, like you have that freedom to make a lot of decisions based on your career, the things you do, but you also are kind of being things are kind of still laid out for you because you have a schedule to go to class. Although yes, you do pick your own schedule, but still the school is providing, okay, if you want to come in 8 a.m., if you pick the housing, the roommates and stuff, it's still, you're still in the school system. You're still doing things you're still in an environment that's built by, like, that's made by adults for you to follow through, right? So, but as an adult, now, after you transfer from a college student to being an adult, it's that kind of transition can be difficult, especially if you didn't have the proper tool from transferring to doing, because a lot of us, like, we're doing it on our own, and some of us, we have the assistance of our parents to continue to do it for us. I don't know if that's necessarily good, but there's a lot of benefits in it. But yeah, like, yeah, so yeah, making decisions after college, being an adult, really, really hard decisions. But when it comes to picking a job or picking a place you're going to work at, making friends, building a community, all that stuff starts to come, and it can be overwhelming. And sometimes, like a lot of it too, it's all emotional based decisions. And it's hard, especially if you don't know how to process it properly and you don't know how, you're not really stable when it comes to emotions. You can struggle a lot for it. I know I did. So it's not like an unknown thing. Everybody does it. It happens to everyone. But anyway, so but yeah, like being like after that, you kind of like beg, would beg for somebody to come and save you or make a decision for you or like make it stop. Please just make it stop. But you have good friends and you have great family support. You should be good. You should be able to go out there and just get it done and be an adult. And you constantly question like, how am I an adult? How am I making decisions? How am I surviving? Like, how is that even normal? But then you really think about it, some of us just are not surviving. And two, a couple things like after college that also like hit the fan are your friends move away. Like everyone go into their own direction. People move out of state, people move back home. Some people even stay in the same town, or the other people are still pursuing like their masters or their PhDs. It gets difficult, or even it might even be different. A part of your friends are getting married. Some of them are just traveling the world. Some of them are exploring things like, and you're kind of at that point where you're left alone and trying to figure out where do you stand in all of this. And that is, people don't talk about this. It is the most loneliest feeling of all. And I'm not like, this shouldn't be like a therapy based episode, but it kind of went to that direction. But really, 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 that's what took place for a lot of us, a lot of people. Me saying I'm in that category, but like mine happened as soon as I graduated. I quit the job that I was working in, because my major was psychology and criminology. I was gonna go for forensic psychology, and I was gonna change it a bit, maybe HR, like do this. I don't know. I was going to go towards like those field. After I graduated, I decided to take a pause, like from going to grad school, and I even said like maybe I don't even think it's necessary, but like a friend of mine said, if I have the spare change, absolutely. But if I don't, I don't think so. But yeah, so quit my old job that I was working in when I was in college. Like as soon as I went to Florida State. I went to I started working there. I mean, I took 6 months off, a whole semester off without working, and after that I started working. So I quit that job because I fell out of love with what I was doing, and it was kind of in my field. Didn't like it anymore, and when I quit, I didn't work for 6 months. I think 6 months plus, or just 6 months. I don't think it was even 6 months. I think it was 5 months, to be honest. It was around 5 to 6 months. And I kind of like, I did my nature walking. Me and my dogs, like we would go out on long walks. We would go hiking. There's a really nice trail in Tallahassee. Like I would go hiking there, and I would do things like to help me figure out what I was doing. And then too, I'm not religious. I was getting more into like the spiritual world and understanding, meditating and doing all that stuff. All that guru things do work. I hope people who are like struggling with stuff like that do find, like, you find your way, you find the things that resonate with you more. But I will say that meditation, praying, and understanding where I stand and who I am and the connection with myself kind of sealed the deal for me, and it made me understand a lot of the things that I didn't, because throughout college, like, I was surrounded by wonderful people, like wonderful people. I met my roommate. One of my roommates became one of my best friends back then in school. And when she left, like, things shifted, and I was still new. I was like a year in school. And when I started working at the place I started working, and I met a bunch of great people, and they became like really long time friends who I still talk to now. I'm talking about this. I'm like, I'm in here, but I'm also in my head. I'm there. Like I'm sitting there just reminiscing. But yeah, I don't remember where I was going with this one. But yeah, like I made really like some really good friends that helped me. But even when I was there, like I was saying before, I was still unhappy. Like I didn't even know what I was feeling because I didn't understand it. I just knew like 1 minute, like that one, you're surrounded by people, you're laughing and cheering, and everyone is happy, but you're truly not happy because you're still sad within you, and you don't even know why you're sad, and you can't even figure out. Some people, that's why some people like they take drugs and they smoke, they do alcohol, they drink alcohol to numb that. But like, you're partying, you're doing all of that stuff, and you don't even understand like the reason why you're feeling the way you felt. And that was me. I I'm not a big drinker, but of course I was in school, so I was drinking, I was partying with my friends as well too. But it was weird. And to that, after I quit my job and I quit everything, I started understanding like, why are you so sad? And I used to ask my friends that all the time, and they'd be like, I don't know. Like, it seemed to me, I don't know if they were going through the same thing and they didn't feel like sharing. But when you're going through hard stuff, you feel like you're the only person that's going through it. And truly, truly, you're not. Everyone else is feeling their own things. It's either they're not comfortable enough to come and share with you, or they're just not ready to share it with you. And it's not really just all about you. And but me, I'm always so curious because I want to know, why do I feel the way that I feel, and is there anybody else? Like, can someone please help me? That was one of those things, and I think when it comes to stuff like that, especially after school, and I think that's what related to most. When I was saying earlier about I was begging for someone to come and save me in a way where I'm just like, come and help me, guide me throughout the life thing. What do I do next? Like, what is it that I can do? It was more about like my emotional response to certain things. Like, I didn't know how to process an unplanned situation, like unexpected circumstances. If something happened that it's unexpected, it wasn't planned, I didn't know how to process or deal with it. I didn't know how to come up with a solution to solve that problem. And it would take an emotional toll on me, and I would react in an emotional way. And sometimes, like, if you don't remove the emotion out of certain things, you can't think in a really logical way to give a really good response. So that was me all the time. I was in a, oh my God, I'm just thinking about this. I was just in a constant space. Jesus. What the hell was I going through? But like, especially if you didn't know how to process your emotion, that's how you're going to respond to certain things. And that was me. Yeah, being an adult, like, so far, I'm now in this journey where I don't even want to say it, because I do believe in all of that stuff. What you say out loud comes back to you. Not even just out loud. What do you say, what you think you are, you become. And oh yeah, so being in a journey now, like being an adult now, like, I'm not trying to say, but I am embracing difficult situation. It's a part of life. Unplanned circumstances occur. It's part of life. Unexpected situation happen. It is part of life. So you accept it, and then it's all about how you deal with it, and you move on. And you allow that. It's either you allow it to break you or make you. And I know people really like, let's say, like, the things, because trust me, the whole faith thing didn't, like, I'm like, if trust, like, when I say, if you meet some people that know me, they'll tell you what, like, when I was a kid, I had really, really strong faith in other things more than I had in myself. I didn't even have faith in myself, to be honest. I just knew I wanted things and I would work towards them. Yeah, they would happen, but I really truly didn't have faith in me. I just knew that, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Eventually I'll go more into details in the podcast later on. But so far I'll say what got me through a lot of the things, even in school and after school, is my curiosity, wanting to know more, wanting to challenge myself, wanting to seek more information. Just all of that, like, really, really. And I wouldn't, like, before, I probably would have want to change that about myself, because I'm like, damn, like, is that nosy or what? Or it's not even just nosy. It's more about why. Like, the question is always why. Why do you want it? Why is it so important to you? Why would you? And then you can respond, and why not? Like, the thing, why not? Why not? Why not me? Why not this? Why not that? And that's been something I've been keeping on for right now. So right now it's like practicing things that, be in places that makes you feel good, be around people that makes you feel good, enjoy your time so much. I'm saying, even speaking this, I'm also speaking to myself as well. Like, I'm one of those people who, I see the bigger picture. Like, if I have a really big goal, I can see the goal and I see the ending, but I don't see the steps to get me there, the details, the small details that requires me to get there. Because the only thing I see the final result, like, and then that's the only thing I want. And when I'm actually in it, with the details, with the stuff that I missed and I didn't pay much attention to, then I start to ask, like, why is this happening to me? And I have to have conversations with myself and say, well, you kind of did put yourself into this situation, but you didn't think so much further past the fact that, like, when you get there, there are unexpected things that will come in your way, and it's all about how you deal with them. And, it's like what is it called? A hamster wheel. It goes around and around and around until you find a way out, or until you find the reason why, like, that led you to here or this and that. But yes, so I wanted this episode to go to just 30 minutes. I wanted it to be really short because this is the first episode and I didn't want to take long. But yeah, like I do hope our next episodes are more well, I mean, just well planned. The first episode is always really weird and awkward because you don't really know what to say, like the first thing you're gonna say. But I hope this was a really good episode, and there's so much more to come. So I look forward to it. I look forward to the things we're gonna talk about, and I look forward to the people we're going to meet. So I'm excited about that. But our next episode, it's always gonna be Mondays and Fridays. I'll try to keep up the promises also too, to put them out and be consistent with them. I'm talking to myself when I say that. But yeah, so I wanted to make sure it sticks to 30 minutes. So see you on Friday. All right, guys. Make sure you continue to like and comment and share the episode. Bye.